In this video, we are going to order fractions from least to greatest, okay? So this is tricky because a lot of the questions will either ask you to do least to greatest or greatest to least, but you have to be very careful that you're reading to order them in the correct way. Now this one's saying least, so we know we have to start from the smallest and go to the largest, all right? So, this is, like I said, this is the question, and these are answer choices here, okay? So we're starting with the smallest number going to the largest, all right? So this one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the first number for all these, 3/4, 1/5, my second whiteboard, 3/4, and 1/9. So if we're starting from the least and going to the largest, what I think is a good strategy would be to look at the first numbers for all of these and see, well, first off, which one is the least, okay? So what I did was I took all of your fractions that we started with and just drew you a picture, okay? For us to get rid of at least two options that I think are kind of silly. So here's 3/4. You have 4 pieces and 3 are shaded. 1/9, 9 pieces, 1 is shaded. And 1/5, 5 pieces and 1 is shaded. So by looking at these, which is your smallest or your least fraction? Well, it's going to be 1/9. Okay, so let's take a look back at our answer choices and just start seeing where we can go from here. If we're going from least to greatest, okay, and we're starting with 3/4, and we also have 1/5 that's larger than 3/4, does that make sense? Well, we know it doesn't make sense. So what we're going to do is, just by looking at this, we're going to cross this out. Okay, we know that that doesn't work. Okay, now let's look at our second choice. We said that 1/5 and 1/9, look, this is saying that 1/5 is smaller than 1/9. But if we go back to our picture, what we had originally was we said that 1/9 is our least between all these. So we know that this one can't work because 1/9 is not first. All right, so let's go to our next one. This one again is starting with 3/4. And we clearly said from all these fractions that 3/4 is actually one of our bigger fractions. So we know, can't be this one. Okay, let's look at our last one. That starts with 1/9. And that's what we said was our smallest. But let's just make sure we're correct. Then it goes to 1/5. That's what we said is next. And then our last one is 3/4, which is correct. Now I know that 5/12 is between 1/9 and 3/4. I could draw you a picture, but I know that 5/12 is almost a half, okay? And I know that 3/4 is more than a half, so I would know it's between 1/5 and 3/4. Okay, so hopefully this helps you when you are ordering fractions. So a good strategy is for you just to draw a picture or a number line, and then for you to identify which is your smallest out of the fractions, and then start placing there. If you draw a picture, you, like I said, either a number line or bars or circles, that'll be a great way for you to really start figuring out your least to your greatest.